Hello class, welcome to week 6 of Windows Administration. So this week we're going to be working with Lab 7, which is configuring distributed file systems. And I have the lab in front of me. I already went through step 2, which is just pasting these commands into the PowerShell window. As you guys know, PowerShell can be opened either through right-clicking the Windows icon at the very bottom and then clicking on PowerShell, or through Server Manager, you go to Tools and then scroll down to PowerShell, which is right here. Either or, they both work. So you do have to enter in these two commands. You could either write it, like type it yourself, or you can go to like Menu, Clipboard, Paste. So you would copy this, Control C, go to Clipboard, Control V, press Send, and then it should allow us to enter it in here. It is giving me a bit of an issue. Okay, it could be because I just copied that exact same command in, so I'll try a different one. Okay, yeah. So I just copied that the second command for the second AD OU. But both of them are already entered in. It's not going to prompt you saying that you did it. It's just going to take the command, and that's it. So step 3, on the next prompt, type the following command to create the security global group called gmarketing in the marketing OU. So you could just copy, you can go to clipboard, paste it in there, press send, and then I will, okay, try that again. Yeah, it does paste into the notepad. I'm not quite sure why PowerShell is being so difficult. Okay, but there it is. So if you do have trouble with the whole clipboard thing, just open up Notepad, paste it in there, and then from Notepad you can paste the command into PowerShell. So I'm going to leave my Notepad open. I'm just going to delete all of this. If I do run into this issue again. So that command, same as the other commands, it takes it. It doesn't prompt you saying that it was accepted. It just takes the command. So for the next one, on the next prompt, type the following command to create the security global group called Git in ITOU. So we'll just do the same thing. Go to clipboard, Control V, we'll send it twice. We'll go here, and do select all, copy. Where's my PowerShell? Okay. Okay. Press enter. So no system message appears after creating all the security groups. So step 4, to create a user account that will populate the marketing OU, type the following. So we're just creating a user account here. And go to clipboard. Okay, it's select all, C. Okay, enter in password. So we're going to use the same. Oh, it didn't like that so I have to enter it in again. The password, it's with a 0. Specified account already exists. Ah, okay. So I do have to go to Tools, Users and Computers. So I did create the account, but I never gave it a password, so it should be deactivated when I do find it. So where did I put it? I put it in marketing, and the name was Justine, so it's this one. So let's go to properties, let's give it a password, so let's go to account, and then actually I could just delete it. I think it's better just to delete it. Are you sure? Yep. And let's open up PowerShell again. Let's paste that same command. Okay. We're going to paste the same command in. I just press enter, or I pasted it in twice. So I have to delete it. Okay. Enter, so do password. Okay, it took it. So now we're going to create a user account for the ITOU. So we're just going to do the clipboard, do Control V, we'll do send. Let's do select all, delete, paste, do select all, copy, enter. We have to give this user a password as well. We're going to give them the same password of password with a 0. Okay, so step 6. On the next prompt, type the following command to add the users you created earlier to their respective groups. So do paste, paste, enter. And we'll do it for the second group as well. Okay. So all the users have been successfully added to their respective groups. Keep Windows PowerShell open. Add server to AD domain. That's going to be our task 2. We're going to start off by right-clicking Start and selecting Windows PowerShell. Okay, they want us... Well, my PowerShell's kind of... yeah, I'll get a new one. It is a bit messy. I do have quite a bit going on there. So open a brand new PowerShell window. I'll enter in this command, which is going to join plabs. Wait. Oh no, we're on a different machine here. Okay. Yeah, okay, so task 2, we're going to be on plabs A01. So it's this one. So we're going to power this machine on, and when it does power on, we do have to open up Windows PowerShell. So we'll give it a second to turn on. Okay, it's on. So Server Manager should open by default, and then we could just open up PowerShell either through either two methods. I'll just do this one. So here we're going to join plabs A01 to practice labs domain. So go to send that command through, press enter. Okay, so the password for this is password. Okay. So the changes will take effect after you restart the computer plabs A01. And they do want us to restart it right now, so I'll just type restart computer, and it's going to restart the computer. So that's it for task 2. So task 3, create shared folders and configure NTFS security. Let's see what computer we're working on. We're gonna use PLAB DC01. So that was the original machine we were on. Windows PowerShell is still open. We're going to create a folder to be designated as the namespace root folder in the DFS hierarchy. And to do that, we type this command. So I'm going to do my clipboard again. Okay, press enter. Okay, so that gives me the directory of, okay, the C directory. New item path, C corp data, item type directory. Okay, message confirms the successful creation of the directory or folder. On the prompt, type the following to share corp data folder. Okay. So, go to clipboard again, send. Okay. A message appears confirming the successful sharing of corp data folder, which we got. So step 2, connect to PLAB DM01, which is the second machine here. So I have to power that on. Once I do power it on, they do want us to open up PowerShell again. So this is the third machine we've used so far in the lab. It does look like they want us to share a folder between these machines, but to do so they all have to be on the same domain. So we'll just wait for it to turn on. Okay. So I'm going to open up PowerShell. So on PLAB DMO1, they want us to create a folder to be designated as one of the leaf folders in the DFS hierarchy. So I'll copy this command in, press enter. A message confirms the successful creation of the directory or folder. On the prompt, type the following command to share corp data. Okay. On the next prompt, to create a text document in the C drive / projects, type the following command. A message confirms the successful creation of courselist.txt file. Click File Explorer in the taskbar. Okay. On the File Explorer window, you will see NTFS permissions on the project folder. Expand this PC and click Local Disk. Okay, Local Disk. And then click Projects. Right-click Projects and select Properties. So right-click it. Properties. Properties. Click on the Security tab. From the Security tab, observe the access control entries under Group or Usernames as it lists the security groups who have access to the projects folder. Notice the users group have read and execute permissions on the folder. Okay, so down here will show the permissions of each user. So they say if we go to users, they're going to have read and execute. They can list folder contents. They're allowed to do all of that. And we know that because of the check mark. And then, let's see, okay. So on step 6, on the permissions for project dialog box, click Add. So creator owner, edits. Okay. So they want us to go to Add. On the select users, computers, service accounts, or groups window, in that enter object names to select text box, type gmarketing. So gmarketing, do check name, okay. We'll do okay. Click G Marketing Group, go to the permissions for G Marketing and select Modify, checkbox under Allow. Okay. Click OK, otherwise click OK in the project's properties dialog box, close, okay. So just check off Modify under Allow, and then click OK. Close File Explorer window, so we'll do OK here, we'll close File Explorer. So step 9, connect to PLAB DMO2. So this will be the 4th machine that we're working on. So we'll wait for that to turn on. And then we're also going to open up PowerShell on that machine. Okay, it turned on. So I'm going to right click this, I'm going to open up PowerShell. So for step 10, on PLAB DMO2, you will create a folder to be designated later as a leaf folder in the DFS hierarchy. So they want us to type the following command. I'm just going to clipboard it. Okay. Message confirms the successful creation of the directory or folder. On the prompt, type the following to share corp data. Same process. And then we're also going to do the text document. Okay. A message confirms the successful creation of process chart.txt file. In step 11, click File Explorer in the taskbar. On the File Explorer window, you will set NTFS permissions on the data flow folder. So under this PC, local disk C, click on data flow, which is up here. Right click it, go to properties. So step 12, on the data flow properties dialog box, click the security tab. So it's like the same thing we just did for the previous machine. From the security tab, observe the access control entries as it lists the security groups who have access to the data flow folder. Notice under users, group have read and execute permissions on the folder. So they want us to click edit. So I'll go to edit. On the permissions for data flow, click add. Okay. They want us to type in git. I'll do check name just to make sure it actually exists. Press OK. And now they want us to click that new user or group that we added for the permissions. And then they want us to select the modify checkbox under allow. So same thing we just did for the previous machine. Click OK, click OK, and then we can close File Explorer. So we just have the PowerShell window open on PLAB DMO2. So step 15, you need to disable the auto login feature. Please see our help and support page for more information on how to do this. Okay, so connect to PLAB's AL1. They want us to sign in as Practice Labs administrator. So there was an error here. So let's try to reconnect. So we'll reboot it. We'll wait for it to turn back on. They do want us to sign in as another user, but typically it does just log you in. So they do say, please see our help and support page for more information on how to do this. Let's see if I can access help and support. Okay. management. I would say it's under device management. Okay. Help and support video. How it connects. Not necessarily what we want. Let's go back to overview. No, it's this one. Well, we'll see. So we're in this account. Actually, we'll quickly.
When you
go
connect
through
into the
this.
module, the introduction will tell you what this particular things. Our request is to carry out this. See, the status is suspending the server. And the case where you're requested to power on all the devices, use the power on all, same with the reset function. Busy process where it shuts down, erases its current context, where it shuts down, ready for you to start work again.
Okay, it's not that. We'll do user interface video transcript. Nope. Open support transcript.
To get the best possible experience from the platform, size correct, the actual details, there's a small bar which is just to the left. Once you've set place, and then we have a scroll bar, we click on fits in server console in one screen. Whenever you get to a stage where you want to use the labs as a kind of a standalone environment to test out new concepts, what you can do, the content view, disappear device, and your notes pop available in front of you for you to carry out your work.
Huh. Okay. I see. Okay. So it is here. Server auto login. Turn that off. Now we're going to reboot this. And it shouldn't log me in anymore. It should force me to know admin credentials to get into the machine. And this is for PLabs A01 that we're trying to do this. And then after that we could turn back auto login. Could turn it back on. But for now we want to turn it off. So we'll give it a second still. And they give us the admin credentials, so that's the username, the password's here, and then, okay, let's see if it worked. Yes, perfect. So I'm gonna go to practice labs /administrator, perfect, and password, right? Yeah. Okay, so that should work. And once we get in, it says click agree in the BG info license agreement message box. Okay. So we might get some message boxes that appear. If not, then we could just ignore those, but okay, so this is the first one. This is the BG info license agreement. They just say click agree. And then the second one is click install in the application install security warning message. I'll give it a second to see if it does show up. They say if necessary, it might not show up. And then if not, then we can just open up the Windows PowerShell. So I'll do that in the meantime. Okay, so on plabs AO1, they want us to create a folder to be designated as one of the target folders when we configure DFS replication. So I'm just going to copy and paste that command in. Okay, that's the first one. This is the second one for to share corp data. Okay. So step 18, on the next prompt you will create another target folder for DFS replication. And then once again we're going to share corp data, so we have to enter in this command. Okay. So that's it for task 3. Task 3 was a little bit long. So now in task 4 we're going to install distributed file system features. But for that we have to connect to plab DC01, which is already on. It was the first machine we were working on. But before that, I'm going to go back here, enable server auto login, just so that it's back on in case we have to turn on another machine. So I'll go back to plab DC01. So step 1, connect to plab DC01, ensure PowerShell is open. It is. So type in this command to install DFS namespace. Okay, you can see it's doing it up here. Starting installation, 24%. So please wait while the Windows features installs. Windows PowerShell confirms the successful installation of DFS namespace. Keep PowerShell open. So it's at 92. It's almost done. So the second step, connect to plabs AO1. So before I do that, I'm going to wait for this to finish. It's just about there. Okay, so it did finish. So I'm going to go to plabs AO1, which is all the way down here. So ensure PowerShell window is open. It is. To install DFS replication feature, type the following command. So, okay. So this is also going to take a second to install. Keep PowerShell window open. So it's at 6%, but it should shoot up to 90 in a second. For step 3, we're also going to do the same thing. Install DFS replication service. But on plab DMO1, so that's this machine up here, the second one on the list. So far we did plab DC01, which is our main machine. We did plabs AO1, and now we're moving on to plab DMO1 once this finishes. Okay, so now I can go to plab DMO1. I already copied the command. I'm just going to double check that it's the right one. Okay, send, paste. It's doing the same thing again. So please wait while DFS replication feature installs. The system message appears confirming the successful installation of the feature. Keep PowerShell open. So the last one is actually going to be for plab DMO2. So the very last machine we turned on, same command, installing DFS replication service. We'll do that in a second once this finishes. And then after that, that's it for task 4. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. So we'll do plab DMO2, do clipboard, send, paste, okay. And that's that. So now we can move on to exercise 2. Well, this is still going, but exercise 2, configure DFS namespace and replication. So task 1 is going to be configure DFS namespace. For that, they want us to go on plab DC01, which is like our main machine that we typically start with in all of our labs. So once this finishes, I'll move to that machine. It looks like they want us to go to Server Manager. So I assume we can close PowerShell. We could always open it back up if we need it. So I'm going to go to plab DC01, close this, close Notepad, I don't need it. So on Server Manager, they want us to go to the Tools menu and then launch DFS Management, which is right here. Okay. So on the DFS Management window, expand namespaces on the left side. Okay, there's nothing to show. Then right click on namespaces and new namespace. Okay, so we should get this window. On the namespace server page, type plab DC01. plab DC01. Click next. On the namespace and settings page, type corp data. Click next. So a warning message appears that the security settings specified in the edit settings will not apply. You will use the existing shared folder and its current security settings. Click yes to continue. Okay. On the namespace type page, the domain-based namespace option is selected for you. Click next. So no changes here. On the review settings and create namespace page, a summary about the new DFS namespace appears. Click create. And then step 8, there will be a momentary pause while Windows creates the DFS new namespace. When the new namespace has been successfully created, click close and exit the new namespace wizard. Okay, it looks like it's already done. I'll close that. So task 2, add shared folders to DFS. So on plab DC01, which is what we're on right now, the DFS management application is open. It is. Expand namespaces and right-click the one we just created, and then select new folder. Okay. On the new folder window, click in the name box and type projects. Click add. So on the add folder target dialog box, type the following. So plab demo1, go to projects, click OK. Okay, that's good. Step 4, on the new folder window, click OK to save changes. Back on the DFS management window, you will add another folder to the namespace. Right click and select new folder. Okay, so we're going to do another folder. This one's going to be data flow. Click add. This is a different path. So plab demo2 data flow. Click OK. Click OK. Okay, so step 7, click OK to save the changes on the new folder. Back on DFS management window, notice that 2 shared folders, data flow and projects have been added. Keep DFS management window open. So task 3, enable folder replication. So we're still on the same machine. The DFS management window is open. Under Practice Labs Corp data node, right click data flow and select replicate folder. Okay, on the error message box, it indicates that you need at least 2 folder targets to configure replication on a folder. Click yes. On the new folder target window, under the path to folder target, type the following. So plabs A01 data flow. Click OK. On the replication message box, click yes to create a replication group. Please wait while DFS collects folder target information. Okay, on step 5, on the replication group and replicated folder name page, accept the default settings. Okay, so we're not there yet. We have to wait for this to finish. Okay. Okay. We're going to accept default settings, click next. On the replication eligibility page, the details about folder targets and their network path appear on the list. Click next. On the primary member page, access the drop-down list and change it to plab DMO2. Okay. Click next. From the topology selection page, full mesh is the default setting. Click next. On the replication group schedule and bandwidth page, keep the default selection on bandwidth. Okay. And click next. On the review settings and create replication group page, a summary about the replication group settings appear. Click create. The confirmation page displays that the task successfully completed. Click close. And then on the replication delay message box, read through the details about when the replication will begin. Click OK. Okay, replication will not begin until configuration is picked up by the members of the replication group. The amount of time this takes depends on Active Directory, domain services, replication latency, as well as the polling interval. So we'll do OK. On the DFS management, right-click Projects folder and select Replicate folder. Okay. Click yes. This one has a different path. A1 projects. Okay. Click yes. I'm gonna wait for this to do its thing, and then we should get that same window where we kind of go through like that wizard where we're doing next. So that should show up relatively soon. Okay, so for this one, keep everything the same. For this, they want us to change it to plab DMO1, so it's this one, and click next. Full mesh is good, click next. Bandwidth is default, keep it the same, click next. This is fine, click create. Everything created successfully. We can close that. We'll click OK. So step 18. Back on the DFS management window, notice the replication green arrow appended on the folders. So this little green arrow. This indicates that replication has been configured on the data flow and projects folders. Take a screenshot. Okay. So go to next. Okay, so that's it for exercise 2. So exercise 3, verify DFS replication. So back on plab DC01, which is what we're on, ensure that DFS management window is open, expand replication node, and click on practice labs, so it's this one. On the details pane on the right, click on the memberships folder tab, which is memberships. Oh, replication. It's this one. And they want us to click on... Okay, so they said click on the data flow, which is the first one. Now we're gonna click on the memberships. Okay. Folder tab. Observe the two members PLAB DMO2 and PLAB A01. So yeah, it's enabled for both of them. Click on Corp Projects one. Okay, it's enabled as well for PLAB DMO1 and PLAB's A01. So step 3, connect to PLAB's A01, which is the last machine here. Go to File Explorer. Go to this PC. You gotta expand this. Local disk. Click on Data Flow and verify that process chart text document appears. Okay, it's right here. This means that the folder content replication is working. So step 4, similarly click on projects folder and verify that course list text. So this one's empty. So we may have made a mistake. Okay, so let me go back to PLAB DC 01. So this is the projects folder. Actually, I need to go back here. Go to projects. We'll go to properties. We'll go. This seems fine. We're checking in on this one. Properties, incoming connections, replication. It's on projects, staging. It looks fine. Perhaps it just takes a while for it to replicate. Huh, okay. It could have been something I typed as well, when I was typing in those paths. I could have mistyped, I guess. So I guess be careful with your typing. But it's relatively fine. I mean, the data flows here, so this is probably just a typo somewhere. So task 2, generate DFS diagnostic report. So click on PLAB DC01, so we're going back to this one. Ensure that the DFS management window is open under the replication node, which is this. Right-click data flow. Select create diagnostic report. Okay. Click next. Click next. So on the members to include page, the included members PLAB DMO2 and PLAB A01 are selected. So we'll click next. On the options page, the yes count backlogged files in this report option is already selected. Click next. And then click create. So please wait while DFS generates the report. Microsoft Edge automatically opens the DFS replication health page, which is this. Okay, so here's the report. The server scope, the 2 selected servers that we did. Servers with DFS replication errors are 0. DFS replication bandwidth is this. The replication group is this. Everything looks relatively good, so I'm going to close this. So step 7, expand to local disk. So I'll do that. The File Explorer. Wait for File Explorer to open up. Okay, it's right here. They want us to go to local disk. Well, they want us to expand it. Select DFS reports directory. So it's this. Right click. Okay, they want us to open it. Right click Health Practice Labs Corp data flow, which is the first one, and click Internet Explorer, or open with Internet Explorer. Okay, in Internet Explorer on the pop-up window, select Allow Blocked Content. Okay, verify that no errors appear in the report. We get 0 warnings, that's fine. So step 11, expand PLabs A01 and view the details of the DFS replication of the device. It doesn't look like it's going to give us a warning, even though that there's... Oh wait, there is something here. Okay, so it just took a while. See, I was thinking, when I was typing those commands, I was like, I don't think I made a typo. But like, remember after we did the, going back here, after we did the, like we right-clicked, we did the add folder target, or the replication, the very last message that it gives you is that like it takes time for it to replicate, and it like varies. So I guess the project's replication folder just took a little bit more time. The course list txt file is here. I didn't do anything. It just took a little bit of time. So if that happens to you, just don't freak out. Don't go back and change stuff. You likely didn't make a typo error. It's just taking a bit of time to process. Okay, so we're on PLabs A01. To view the details of the DFS replication on the device. Okay, so they want us to open, close Internet Explorer when done reviewing. View the details of the DFS. Okay, so DFS management. Go to replication. Go to diagnostics report. Next, create. It's literally the same thing we just did on the other server. Close this. Allow blocked content. Okay, so there's 0 errors, and that's what we want. So I can close this, I can minimize this. Configuring DFS replication bandwidth. So we're on task 3. So step 1 on PLab DC01. So we do have to change devices again. The DFS management window is open. Right-click practicelabs.com corp data flow. So this one, we're going to right-click it, select properties. On the properties window, click edit schedule. Okay, on the edit schedule, you can change the following settings: base schedule on local time of receiving member, click Monday. What time on Monday? Okay, change the bandwidth usage to 64 megabits. Okay. Adjusting the bandwidth usage is useful if connection between PLabs A01 and PLab DMO2 spans a slow WAN link. Click OK to save changes. Similarly, click OK on this window. Okay. Okay, so task 4, connect to DFS namespace. Connect to PLab Win. Okay, so this is the final machine. But they want us to sign in as a specific user, so I'm going to go back here, turn off server auto login. This technically isn't a server, this is just like a user machine, but just in case, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to click on power on, wait for it to turn on. They give us the username, and then the password is password. So I think this is the first lab where we've used every single machine at once. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so it did turn on. So it should force me to, okay, it's logging me in. So I'm gonna sign out. Perhaps it won't auto log me in again. We'll see. Okay, it's just auto logging in. Use connect device client. Perhaps it's this one. So I am going to reset this. Or no, cancel. We'll reboot it. And hopefully it doesn't log us in again. Okay, so it did work. I did have to turn off the setting of use connect device client, and then I had to restart it like 2 different times and then refresh it. But I did finally get to this screen. So I'll just go to other user. I'm gonna use this username, Schofield J. Okay, it should work. Then once I'm in, once again I have to agree to the BG Info license agreement message box. This other message box didn't appear last time, but if it does, we just click close. And then they want us to open up File Explorer. Just wait for this to log me in. Okay, so now I'm going to open up File Explorer, and then right click this PC. Select Map Network Drive. And then, okay, so in step 3, on what network folder would you like to map? In the folder text box, type the following. So this I'm going to do, click close on the install. Okay, so I'm just going to close this. Okay, back to this. The folder name, they give us the folder name, practicelabs.com/corp data. Click finish. And it's going to be represented as this Z drive, which is down here. So a new instance of the File Explorer Windows opens. Expand this PC, corp data, Z drive, click on data flow folder, double click process chart to edit this file. Nothing here. Type 1 line statement in the process chart file. Okay. This is a test for file permissions in a DFS tree. Click save, close. Oh. Yes. Yes. Okay. It says, okay. An error message appears indicating that this user does not have permission to modify this file. Click OK. Close the text document without saving changes, so don't save. Close File Explorer. Reconnect to DFS namespace. So on the Practice Labs toolbar, you will hover over PLAB DMO1. Underneath, click Suspend. PLAB DMO1, which is all the way up here. Okay, we'll suspend that. When PLAB DMO1 has been successfully suspended, proceed to the next step. So step 2, connect to PLAB Win device. Okay, so that's the one we're currently sitting at. Launch File Explorer from the taskbar. Expand Corp Data Drive and click Projects. Okay. Double click Course List once this opens. Perhaps I have to... They want us to agree to that. Open this back up. We'll go to Corp Data, double click this. Projects. It's not opening up. Okay, here it is, course list. So they want us to also edit this text document. So I'll do save. And did it take it? It did. Okay. This user successfully modified the course list file. Recall that this user is a member of the G marketing group with modified permissions on the projects folder. More importantly, the changes on the file were saved while PLAB DMO1 is suspended. So they did want us to take a screenshot of this. Failed to capture screenshot. Please ensure you have selected the appropriate device for the screenshot. Okay. Okay, the screenshot option is not working, so perhaps I'll just go back here, go to, no, this, open up File Explorer again, Corp Data, Projects, Course List. Okay. We'll just move on from that. Close File Explorer, sign out of PLAB Win 10. So, sign out. Keep all devices powered on and proceed to the review section. Okay, so that's it for the lab. I'm gonna turn all of these settings back on that I messed up, or that I messed with. So I am going to try to get back on this machine, actually. No, it just signs me in as administrator. Okay, it's fine. That screenshot's not too important. The next step is the questions, and then the next page is the questions. Um, yeah, it's like broken. Okay, so the next page is all the questions. So just answer these questions. Make sure you submit the report. So like with each question, click on it, press submit, and then submit report at the very end. And then after you do that, click on done here, and then you could close the lab. But that's it. That's the lab for this week. It was it was definitely longer than previous labs. Um, we were doing a lot with PowerShell, but it was actually pretty cool because it kind of showed how you can share folders across different machines um, from the practicelabs.com domain. So that was pretty cool. And that's week 6. So try to finish the lab on your own. You could use this video as like guidance. Make sure you guys are doing the chapter readings. The chapter readings are like a background for these labs and for, well, specifically for each week's lab. So make sure you guys take some time to do that. And because like as you guys saw from the exam from test 1, the tests will be like I guess heavily based on chapter readings. We're not really doing labs for the exams. We're just doing like uh, I guess terminology, making sure you guys have the terminology, the background knowledge, and you get that from reading. So do take some time to do that. And that's it for week 6. So I'll see you guys next week.